colleague Garrett Hake, he is at a victory party for former President Trump because we do know that he has won Iowa. What's your reaction to that?
Well, what happened tonight is appalling. The media calling the race for Donald Trump before votes have been cast. I personally spoke in multiple precincts in front of hundreds of voters. And while I'm presenting and delivering the closing argument for Ron DeSantis and actually flipping voters, people start getting alerts on their phones saying the race is over before they've even won.
That was Ron DeSantis' campaign chief in Iowa, upset that the press was calling the race for Donald Trump before all the counts had come in. Trump won 51%. DeSantis won 21%. Is the only thing that Republicans know how to do is to deny losing when they lose?
One guy said, why do we even bother voting if it's already over? That is absurd. That challenges the very tenets of our Republican democracy, and that should not happen. We still expect a good night. I know, it's going to take a while for votes to come in, but you can't taint the process like that. Having a victory declared before people have even voted, before arguments have been heard, that's not right.
Before arguments were made? This isn't court. And besides, they had plenty of time to make their case to be the winning candidate. Unfortunately, your candidate was never that popular, not popular enough among Republicans. I mean, he lost by more than double in Iowa.
The whole country wants Donald Trump, and it's nothing against DeSantis or any of the others, but they want our real president Donald Trump back in. That's what they want.
When you say the real president, though, if DeSantis were to win, he would be the real president at that point, right?
Talking about it, everybody wants our real president back. That's not in that whatever regime is in there right now. I don't consider what's going on right now having anything to do with our government.
Between Trump and DeSantis, who would you choose?
Trump and DeSantis, I would choose whoever wants to put. I would choose Trump.
And what about Ron DeSantis if he runs against him?
He'll have my support, but Trump is number one.
And that's why people like DeSantis and Nikki Haley can't beat Trump, because number one, they don't have the balls to go after him, and number two, they're just as unlikable.
Yeah, it's good to meet you too. Oh, what is that? An icy? Yeah, that's probably a lot of sugar, huh? Good to see you. All right, 4H, Wayne County.
Anyone that says they're not going to take on entitlement reform means they're going to go in and be president and leave the country bankrupt. You can't do that. Yes, we have to do entitlement reform.
That was Nikki Haley right there saying that you got to get rid of Social Security and Medicare. Nobody likes that. On the right or the left, nobody likes that. By the way, why is it Republicans always say go after these entitlement programs and they keep spending billions and hundreds of billions and billions, trillions, I don't know how much money for certain causes like defense? Defense, we need to have money in defense, but there's places you can cut, elsewhere you can cut, that doesn't cut these entitlements that are there to help people as they get older. People have put money into their Social Security. You're just going to take it away from them? Nobody likes that. And then before that, you had Ron DeSantis trying to show his human side. He can't even talk to a kid. The poor kid is like, yeah, it's, I'm at the Iowa State Fair having a slushie. And he goes, there's a lot of sugar in that. Get out of here. Zero charisma. So these two are trying to take on Donald Trump. They've already lost. We all know it's a charade at this point. It's a total charade. And it's not like Donald Trump is a good candidate. He's a horrible candidate. He tried to end democracy. If you start listing the stuff that Donald Trump did, he tried to end democracy. He mismanaged COVID. He capitalized as president financially for himself in the office of the president. He tried to get Ukraine to get involved in the previous elections. He wanted to put kids in cages. He's promised that now he's going to go to the border and just open up a concentration camp and put people in a concentration camp. He's promised he's going to go after anybody who criticized him, including people that were his allies in the previous election. He basically has said he's going to end democracy if he wins. So a horrible candidate, 4 different cases going on against him, 91 indictments. He's a crook. He's a criminal. Worst candidate ever. And yet he's beating Nikki Haley and he's beating Ron DeSantis because they ain't good either. And none of them went after him. They all, if you listen to Nikki Haley, she always says, she kind of tiptoes around the whole thing. She says he was the right president for that time. He's no longer the right president. She won't admit that the guy's a crook, that the guy has emboldened white supremacists, that the guy has basically made it so political violence is okay. She won't get into that stuff. Ron DeSantis, same thing. Ron DeSantis is horrible anyway. All of his policies in Florida are horrible. He has a lot of anti-immigrant policies that have hurt Florida because a lot of immigrants are getting the hell out. They don't want to be there. And so now you have a lot of people that need help in certain jobs that immigrants would fill usually, and they're not there. So these are all bad people with bad policy ideas, and the only thing they all know how to do is complain. And that's why Donald Trump is winning, because he's the best at complaining. He's the complainer in chief. You see, anyone can complain. Anyone can say the border's broken. We've got issues with our budget. We've got issues of security. We've got all these issues. Anyone can complain. But what's your solution? Currently, the Republicans aren't willing to even work with Joe Biden to fix the border. Joe Biden asked for some more money to help at the border, to help with judges processing people trying to come over for political asylum. And the Republicans don't want to give him an inch because they know if they do, that it'll look good for Joe Biden and it'll hurt them in the elections. So the Republicans are playing hardball politics, and they really don't have anything to offer. They really don't. They've been in power in Congress for 2 years, and they have not passed diddly. Zero, not a zilch. I mean, they passed one or two things, but nothing of substance. And they've basically all they've done is pursue Hunter Biden and the sex tapes. Marjorie Taylor Greene just keeps showing Hunter Biden's privates, and that's all they've done. And now they're trying to do an impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden, saying that he's broken the law somehow. Basically, when Donald Trump is the one who's broken the law, they're just trying to show false equivalency so that their supporters can say, see, we can go after anybody. Anyone's broken the law. They did not break the law. No, Joe Biden did not tell a bunch of people to show up on the day of January 6th and then encourage them to go down to Capitol Hill and then sit by while they were chanting that they were going to assassinate his vice president. Imagine what would have happened if they'd gotten their hands on Mike Pence. They would have killed Mike Pence. They probably would have killed Nancy Pelosi. Imagine if that had happened. Would he have been back in the graces of all these Republicans again? And the main reason he's back in the graces of the Republicans is because people like Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, all of those people who the day of and the day after January 6th were all shocked. None of them went for the kill to knock him out verbally with their people, saying this guy should be condemned from the Republican Party and should be in jail. None of them. They all just sat back, waited to see how Trump's crazy people responded, and then they went and kissed the ring, as Kevin McCarthy did in Florida. So, what do we got? We got bad choices on the Republican side. Joe Biden has done some good things. He's old. I'll give you that. He's old, but he's done some good things. Passed the infrastructure bill. Trump tried it, couldn't do it. Joe Biden has brought the pharmaceutical companies or the insurance companies to the table to negotiate pharmaceutical costs. That's a good thing. Trump couldn't do that. So Biden's done some good things. He's done some good things. Done some bad things. Done some good things. Definitely a better choice than any of these bozos, Trump, Haley, or DeSantis. But who are we kidding? It's going to be Trump. Who are we kidding? Listen, guys, register to vote. Don't vote for the bozos. Vote for someone that's going to do something for you to make your life better. And really ask yourself, have any of these bozos you voted for made your life better? Ask yourself. I'm Maz Jobrani. I'm a comedian. I'm touring all over the country. Check out my website, mazjobrani.com. Come see me live. Let's have a laugh.